Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Refinery Restaurant and Market here in Andover. If you haven't been, you're missing out. I don't know what else you're doing. Please come and check out the Refinery. It's fantastic. And this time we're going to talk with AJ, the pit master himself, all things barbecue. How's it work? How's it created? I mean, you're the master here. You tell me, but you're not just ordering some sort of rib and then it's being thrown in the oven and onto the plate. There's quite the process.
There's quite a process, so thanks for recognizing that
Yes.
first off. But yeah, no, it is quite a process. We've taken different cooking from throughout the country. Everybody has a particular style, whether it's Texas-style beef brisket or Carolina ribs or Carolina pork, Georgia sauce. We've started to introduce all these elements into our barbecue. You started to see a white Georgia sauce show up on our brisket appetizer, but from the rubs perspective, there is the cornerstone of paprika, garlic, salt, pepper, right? And some sort of sweetness. So that's what we do. All of our pork and our chicken is rubbed down that way, paprika style rub, and there's no secrets. If anybody wants a recipe or even a lesson how to do it, most people come into the market and ask for things.
How about that?
Yeah,
no secrets here at the Refinery.
Yeah, no secrets.
Okay.
But we also think that we want to take barbecue and create a New England twist on it.
Sure.
Because you know, different areas like Texas brisket have post oak.
Yep.
Well, we don't have post oak, but we use a lot of hickory. So hickory is what we predominantly use to flavor our proteins. And then with that, everybody, our number one seller is the brisket, hands down. And it's on an entree, it's on the salads, it's on the sandwiches. And what we do with that is use a coffee rub. And anybody that's had coffee rub on like a ribeye steak wrapped in bacon and big peppercorns, you're already salivating knowing what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's simple. It's equal parts of salt, garlic, and then twice the amount of coffee. And it could be cheap coffee, expensive coffee, but we let that sit for 24 hours. Most of our proteins are sitting around 24 hours in the rub. And it really starts to absorb some of that flavor, but it also helps create that bark profile that everybody likes.
Got it.
And then you get that nice, beautiful smoke ring when you're actually doing barbecue correctly. And the brisket will smoke 12, 14, 16 hours, depending on our weather. Humidity has a lot to do with it. I always tell everybody, if it's raining, come to the Refinery the next day and eat barbecue because the humidity that's outside helps. That's one of the secrets,
right? Little tip.
Yeah, and then we'll finish it. We'll wrap it up traditionally like everybody does to help that brisket because it's a very tough cut, break down. And, you know, so it'll cook probably for another 10 or 12 hours. So we're on a 24-hour cycle with barbecue.
Wow.
And to do it authentically, we're not using any propane. It's just basically hickory, some lump charcoal, some traditional, like a Kingsford style charcoal, just to keep the longevity and the temperature where we need it to be.
And so you must keep that smoker running always.
Yeah,
most days.
so the summer seasons, it's kind of funny. Last week we broke our record. I think it ran almost 48 hours consecutively, never losing temperature.
Wow.
And I never really want to open it up and lose that heat, but we had to keep turning product over because we have a lot of catering and a lot of events in the town that we need to take care of. So.
Good segue. You must be a professional at this industry. Let's talk about events. You've got a lot going on, not only here at the Refinery, but you can utilize the Refinery, which I think is really cool. You can have an event here. I'm coming to my brother's rehearsal dinner here in a couple of months. Thank you very much for hosting. But talk about events at the Refinery and how people can utilize you.
Yeah, so if you haven't been in, we have almost two distinct dining areas. People wanted that community-based bar, open seating, loud. You know, one of the complaints and also fun pieces of welcome feedback is, boy, you guys are busy because it's loud in here. Well, the dining room is almost like 100 people. So when everybody's talking, yeah, it does get loud there. But what they don't realize is there's another dining room, different level of finishes, some carpet there for things like rehearsals, company functions, meetings, birthday parties. And again, being part of the community, if people are using that room, it's not something that we typically have to rent out if you're meeting. There's 50 people coming in, have the room. Thank you very much for using it, you know? And there's another area for a service bar in there, and it has direct kitchen access, so you can almost have a private function with access to the rest of the facility without being interrupted by the main dining room. So that is segued into other things like trying to get live music, and our car shows, you know, have taken off.
Cruise-in nights, the place to be.
Yeah, so cruise-in nights, fantastic thing. Levi's, the gentleman, you'll come in here and check out it doesn't have to be a classic car, but a lot of cars are showing
Sure.
up. One of the great things about the pandemic was that I think everybody was home. So
Yeah.
anybody that had a classic car that they wanted
Yeah.
to restore, I think it got done last year.
For sure.
So we're starting to see the first cruise night was in excess of 70 cars. I think
Wow.
we're averaging, high 50s, low 60s.
Amazing.
We've started to bring some food element down there.
Amazing.
We're going to run that through September.
That's
and
great.
it's something that we wanted to do for the community. It's great to see a lot of kids getting fired up, young kids, about
Yeah.
cars again
Yeah.
and working on cars.
Right.
And everybody's friendly down there and having a great time.
Amazing.
And then trying to get out in the rest of the community.
You're doing it all here at the Refinery. If people want more information, visit your website. You're also very active on social media, which is appreciated as well. So thank you so much for hosting us, most importantly the last 2 weeks, but also giving us the rundown of everything happening here at the Refinery and the market.
Absolutely. Thanks you so
AJ.
much.
Well, what else can be said but yum? You owe it to yourself to come in and sample all their smoked delights. When we return, we'll hear about the great lineup of music scheduled by Main Street Warner for their stage and visit with Peter Dixon on location at his home being constructed utilizing La Vallee's panelized and fast framing technology. Now this word from other businesses that make your Yankee Chronicle possible in the Sunshine Lake Sunapee region.